Deportee charged with Kingston man's murder. A deportee who arrived from the United States last week was on Monday charged in connection with the killing of a father and the injuring of the man's two sons. The incident reportedly took place last December at the victim's home at Upper West Street in Kingston. The accused, 33-year-old Rasheem Brown, otherwise called Shem, from Regent Street in Kingston 14, was charged following high-level investigations by detectives from the Kingston Western Police Division. He is charged with murder, 2 counts of wound with intent, possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and making use of a firearm to commit a felony. Brown is charged with the killing of 55-year-old Mark Mackenzie and the injuring of Mackenzie's 4- and 8-year-old sons, both students. Reports indicated that around 3 a.m., Mackenzie was at home with his 2 sons when several men armed with guns unlocked the door to one of the bedroom apartment and opened gunfire. The father was hit in the head and upper body, while the children received gunshot wounds to their legs. Police assisted all 3 to the Kingston Public Hospital, where the father was pronounced dead. Doctors treated the boys and later transported them to Boston Hospital for Children. Brown, the police said, fled the island and was arrested in the United States for illegal entry. He was taken into custody after arriving at the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston last Thursday. The accused was charged after a question and answer interview session in the presence of his attorney. The police believe Brown is the leader of the Golden Heights gang, which is associated with the Scream Corners gang and is in direct conflict with the Tivoli Gardens Young Generations gang. He is being investigated for other serious crimes to include breaches of the anti-gang legislation. Teen fatally stabbed in Nuggerhead. A search has been launched for a male suspect who allegedly fatally stabbed a teenager in Nuggerhead, Portmore, St. Catherine on Monday. The deceased has been identified as 18-year-old Aidan Williams, otherwise called Dare, of Greater Portmore, St. Catherine. It is reported that about 12:50 p.m., Williams was at Manny Lane in Nuggerhead when he was allegedly stabbed by another man. The police have only been identifying him as Antoine. Williams was assisted to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The Portmore Criminal Investigation Branch is conducting a probe into the matter. 3-year-old Canadian girl dies in suspected drowning at popular Trelawny resort. The Trelawny police are investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of a 3-year-old Canadian girl who is suspected to have drowned on Monday in a pool at a popular Trelawny hotel where she was vacating with her parents. According to senior police officer in Trelawny, the police were summoned after the child was discovered unresponsive in the swimming pool. We suspect that it's a case of drowning, but we are conducting investigations to determine the cause of death and the circumstances that led to it, the senior cop told reporters. The child and her parents reportedly arrived on the island on December 31. Arson victim in Flagstaff, St. James, received home on the new social housing program. St. James resident Cedric Grizzly suffered a devastating setback recently when he lost his home to arson. But with the help of the government's new social housing program, he is now the owner of a brand new home. Prime Minister Andrew Holness formally handed over the one-bedroom unit to Grizzle in Flagstaff on January 31. Speaking during the handover ceremony, Grizzle recounted how his home was burnt down and with it his savings. If my house hadn't burned down, I would be better off than what I am now. I have a little money that I was saving. I put it under the rug in the house and all it burned up. I was saving to buy a little van to carry my coconut and cane that I grew, he shared, noting that the loss caused him significant inconveniences prior to his getting a new home. Grizzly thanked the people of Jamaica, Holness and Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister West, and Member of Parliament for St. James Southern, Homer Davis, for their part in ensuring he got his new home. For his part, Holness said the government intends to shorten the NSHP processes in order to expedite the handing over of units. What we are doing in the NSHP is to shorten the bureaucratic time, shorten the processes through innovation, through applying different methodologies that will deliver the homes very quickly, he stated. Mr. Grizzly, having waited a year, is a happy man. That year of sacrifice and patience has paid off, and you can now enjoy this unit with the convenience and safety for the rest of your life, Holness added. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister commended the citizens of Flagstaff for being progressive, hardworking people who are building their community, adding that they are also very happy to see a member of their community who suffered a misfortune having this great fortune happen to him. Tiffany Murray missing without a trace. Saturday, March 16, 2020, was the last time Tiffany Murray's family saw her. Since then, they have been clinging to the hope that she will return home safe, even as they wonder what could have happened to her. Almost 5 years ago, 28-year-old Tiffany left her Pamento Grove house in St. Mary after responding to an advertisement on social media about vacancies at a hotel in Montego Bay, St. James. She never returned home. Tiffany's sister Denise, who was the only family member who knew of her job prospect, told reporters that it was because she was preoccupied with her exams why she didn't inquire more about the weekend job interview, which she found strange. She normally tells me things, but that morning I didn't have the time to listen. She called me, but I couldn't answer as I was doing my exams, and the teacher wouldn't allow me to answer the phone. I called her back, but she didn't answer, so I assumed she would return the call, stated Denise. That call was never returned. The family became anxious when they didn't see Tiffany return home, and calls to her cell phone went unanswered. The matter was reported to the police and a search launched, but they came up empty-handed. Tiffany is the last of 10 children for Caroline and Trevor Murray and was deciding on her future although she was a trained practical nurse. We had a neighbor who was over 90 years old and Tiffany was the one who took care of her until she died. That neighbor asked her children who were overseas to help her back to school, Denise recalled. She pointed out that Tiffany moved to Kingston while her mother was there and did a course in practical nursing. On completing the course, she worked as a caregiver for a disabled child. That job didn't last long as the arrangements that they made with the mother fell through. This led to her returning to St. Mary where she found work at a gas station in Trinity. She worked at the gas station for a few months, Denise recalled, as she described her sister as a go-getter and positive one in the family. She noted that Tiffany was working at the gas station up to the time of her disappearance. According to Denise, both parents have been dealing with the situation differently. Daddy and Tiffany were close. He didn't talk about it, but shows he's hurting. He drinks and smokes more. He sometimes calls us Tiffany, Denise told reporters. Her mother, she said, is showing the best outside but clearly needs closure. Mother Caroline, who was overseas at the time her daughter went missing, is now wondering if this would have happened if she had been in Jamaica. I wasn't here when she got messed up. I was overseas. If she had communicated with me and told me that she was going to a job interview in Montego Bay, I would ask her if she was mad and if she don't see how Mobe is hot, Carlin told reporters. Me and her father never knew about it, the distraught mother said, with a shake of her head as she described her daughter as a hard-working woman who was committed to her Christian faith and very secretive. Tiffany was quiet. She worked hard, from church to work. She didn't have a boyfriend or any children, the mother said, adding that the trauma of her daughter's disappearance made her very sick upon returning home. When she went missing, the kids didn't want me to come back to Jamaica, but I couldn't stay, added Caroline, who questioned whether she had done enough to find her daughter. Apart from the police, the bigger one's siblings went in search in Montego Bay, but nothing, Caroline said, with a shrug on her shoulders. She, however, has not given up the thought that her daughter might still be alive, with her family supporting each other, plus the support of members of Pine Grove New Testament Church, where she worshipped. The distraught mother continues to hope. I had a church member who said that Tiffany dreamed her and told her that she'll soon be home, stated Carleen. It's since that year's start that I said to myself, this is 5 years and we don't hear anything from the police. I wonder if they have done with this case, the mother questioned. I called Tiffany's phone many times and it rang without an answer, but this one time a woman answered. I said to her, what are you doing with my daughter's number? But she strongly told me it's not her number, the mother shared. This year, Tiffany would have been 33 years old. I know that she's out there probably in chains and bondage, but she's alive, Caroline shared with reporters. Caroline has a very passionate tone with optimism. When she returns, what a Christmas party that will be, she added. Denise also expects to see her sister again. I do believe in miracles and I am hoping that she and the other young ladies and men who went missing are alive, stated Denise. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.